Alright guys, welcome back to our part 3 episode of FTL Multiverse with the Shrike. In the last episode, we traversed through a rebel and Confederate sector, and we upgraded our weapon system, our defense, mind control, and boarding, and we got a bunch of new crew. And I remember we said we were going to go to the Republican Quarter. So, without further ado, let's head on over there. Continue. Proceed to the Leech sector. Don't expect your largest threat here to be the Leeches themselves. Their kind has mostly stayed neutral towards the Federation. The risk lies between the Inquisition and Coalition forces, allied with the Republic. Be careful who you confide in here, and try not to take too much advantage of the downtrodden citizens here. Leech society is in tatters, and their government is in a constant state of upheaval. Hopefully the government doesn't collapse while you're here, and you can make it out to the other end safely. Unfortunately, there's no Leech Guard this time. Looks like a coalition ship has been put of charge in protecting this sector, and they aren't going to let you pass easily. Your mind control will not work as the guard has slug crew on board, and if you guys remember, slugs are telepathic, so they resist to mind control. Prepare to fight! You rush to the defensive positions as the guard approaches menacingly. Bring it on. Oh, they mind controlled our Orchid. Unmind control. There we go. Alright, let's use our flak and hit all this. Yes, get out of here. Dang it, they killed my Orchid. Alright. Face my wrath, you bastards. Scans show the guard has sent a request from an ASB defense system. That can't be good. Okay, well, let's see if we can just kill them quickly. And actually, we'll mind control one of the people. Yes, get mind control. Yes, we hit their clone bay. Oh, but here comes the ASB. Ouch! That hurt. Get in here and fight them. Kill these guards. Alright, we got them. You have defeated the Coalition Guard. Without crew on board to stop you, you can investigate their cargo. You find a weapon to bring back to the ship and move on to scrap the hull. Good. Alright, let's run a salvage mission. A small shrine located nearby drifts abandoned through space. Typically, you find these closer to more densely populated Elestrian temples, as a sort of stopping point for ships that can't make the whole journey. Raid the shrine for any valuables. You find a small collection of fuel cells for weary travelers passing by, next to a sign asking politely that you only take as many as you need. Okay, well we have plenty of fuel, so let's just take only a few. You only grab a couple of fuel cells, just enough to make a few extra jumps, and head back to the ship on a clear conscience. Okay, let's go to this distress beacon. A small Republic colony is sending out a distress signal. Something awful is happening. People are going to sleep and just not waking up. Even the clone bay doesn't fix it. If you have any medical know-how, please help us out. Don't approach the colony. Okay, let's go here. Several large chunks of debris almost collide with your ship, but fortunately you're able to swerve out of the way. Looks like the nearby region is littered with space trash, left behind by the Leeches. Salvage the junk. Looks like all the trash field has to offer is some measly scrap. Nevertheless, it's still something. Yeah, it is. Now let's go to this pirate store. It seems this store beacon is broadcasting from within a nebula. You press on further inside the clouds. A very strange pirate market has been set up nearby. A small stream of traffic comes and goes and it looks safe enough. Okay, let's check out the market. Nothing is of interest here, leave. Okay, let's buy some actual weapons this time. Let's get cloaking, definitely. And, well, never mind, we don't have enough to buy anything. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. We're just going to have to spend some scrap to fix up the hull. Now let's go here. Despite the nebula all around, a small Vampweed outpost is nearby. It's no military base either. The station's massive biodome seems to contain a variety of flora. Dock with the outpost. The minute you approach the outpost, a Vampweed ship detaches and attacks. You know they could be territorial, but this is quite an extreme reaction. Maybe you can reason with these guys after roughing them up a bit. Who said anything about reason? We're gonna get scrapped, that's what we're here for. Okay, they're inside my shields room. Alright, hit all of these rooms. Yeah! The Vampweed ship is near destruction, but their captain is ever determined to keep on fighting to the bitter end. If they want to keep on fighting, then keep on fighting. Huh. Hit their ship! Get out of here. Alright, good, we got them. The Vampweed ship is destroyed. You scrap their wreckage, but you notice during the fight the outpost greatly increased their security. Alright, let's get this guy off our ship. Dead. Now, we were gonna go to this beacon. Judging alone from the drunken movements of the nearby leech ship, you suspect their captain isn't all there at the moment. In his stupor, he mistakes you for an enemy and attacks. Looks like you won't be able to reason with this one. Again, who said anything about reason? Come fight me. You won't regret it. Alright, they are boarding my ship. They broke my oxygen. Let's cloak through this. Hit their weapons. Good. Yes! We will never surrender! Here, good forever. Actually, never mind. We surrender. I don't want to die. End the comms and finish the fights. Die. Get out. Sound does not travel through space, so you are only left to wonder what sound the leech ship's crew made as they're blown to smithereens. Let's go here. Upon first arriving at this beacon, you begin to run preliminary scans until you look up and spot a giant and strangely colored slug vessel inspecting the beacon, which doesn't show up on anything other than your proximity alert. The ship itself seems as shocked to see you as you are. A well-dressed slug in a gray suit appears on your screen. I should inform you, stranger, that you were not meant to see this. But since you are here, I figured I should ask, have you seen any suspicious activity in this system? If so, I would like to know. Before you can respond, your ship receives a mysterious hail from another location, which you can't quite discern. Don't tell him anything. Keep the secret, and I'll make it worth your while. Okay, lie. Nothing at all. Okay. You quickly remember that slugs can read minds, and you might have just walked into a trap, but the slug doesn't push further. Here's my card, stranger. If you ever notice anything odd, do not hesitate to call. The slug beams over a small business card with a circular logo, and the header CEL, plus a number you don't even know how to call. The ship jumps away shortly after. You receive another message a little bit after. Good. You made the right choice. Just find me now, and we'll talk. Okay, wait. Who's this? All of a sudden, a humanoid figure with strangely dead-looking eyes appears before you on your ship, wearing a striped vest. Great work getting rid of that guy. My name is Wallace. I'm kind of a celebrity in the multiverse, in case you didn't know. Now, since you were so generous and kept me out of trouble, I ought to return the favor. Tell me if any of these get your fancy. Ooh, okay. Ooh, a better halberd beam, huh? Well, we could sell this halberd beam and buy that halberd beam. It seems this store beacon is broadcasting from within a nebula. You press on further inside the clouds. Hey there, folks. Come on in and stop by your local Tony's. We've got a, come on and stop by. Despite the unconvincing pitch, you've heard of these places. Owned by a mysterious and elusive leech tycoon. Tony's serves as the multiverse's largest retail chain, and for good reason. Let's explore the store. You browse the inside of the store, taking note of a large selection of comic books. Normally, you wouldn't pay them any attention, but they seem oddly non-fictional. You catch flavorful depictions of famous figures like Deverak the Deathless, Admiral Tully of the Federation, and a retelling of the events of the Federation Mantis War. You doubt they're of any worth to you, but they might be some fun reading. We aren't buying goddamn comic books. Okay, well, I don't think there's anything here I want to buy, so let's just continue, I guess. We ought to be to the exit beacon in 5. It appears you're receiving a long-range transmission with Zoltan encoding, marked as urgent. To the Zoltans, all matters are urgent, but it still might require your attention. Listen. Before the time of the current President Tyredio, the arrogant President Oertis led an unsuccessful invasion against Zoltan space. His leadership was cut short when his soon-to-be successor Arke led a siege on Oertis' palace and hacked him into tiny bits, which were embalmed and kept as trophies. Cool history lesson, but why are you telling us this? Have patience. The ministry was satisfied with Arke's appointment, but to prevent future attacks, it was agreed upon that the ministry may install up to 3 embassies within Leech territory. That would also serve to ensure further incidents would not occur. This has been upheld by all subsequent Leech presidents, until now. Under Tyredio's leadership, it seems he has become so overwhelmed with the current revolution, he has turned ignorant to the effects of the Inquisition, and furthermore the coalition being allowed in his territory. Please just get to the point. We're nearly there. As the ministry supports the Federation, it is within the coalition's best interest to prevent Federation, and therefore also ministry, intervention in conflicts involving them. They appear to be afraid to take action directly, however. and thus have hired the Tikaka slaver clan to enslave our delegates and ship them off to other stretches of the galaxy. As a Federation ship, we request that you travel to these coordinates and put an end to this. The Zoltan hang up without so much as a please or thank you. Rude, okay, but let's go here. A smuggler ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it is attempting to avoid your ship, you assume that it's trying to hide deeper in the nebula. Attack! You power your weapons and engage. With our upgraded halberd beam, I'm sure we'll destroy anyone in sight. Let's cloak through this. Alright, hit all this. Get out of here. Scans show the pirate ship is trying to escape. Destroy it before it can get away. You have bested us. We merely request our lives. Finish him off. Dead. You got him. The pirate ship will no longer torment this sector. You scrap the remains. Now let's go here. We gotta be the X beacon in 3, so we'll do 1, 2, 3. Or dive, I don't know. A rock armored transport nearby looks to have lost its bearings, but when you hail, they grow suspicious. Whatever life form you are, we find you repugnant. We seek no aid. Leave now. Repugnant. Arm the weapons. You prepare to fight. Okay, we are in an ion storm, so we have to be a little careful. Okay, we can't use our mind control on these guys. The power for our weapons. Kill them. All right, let's do this. Okay, cloak through everything. Good, good. And we destroyed their weapons. All right, let's hit all these rooms. The rock ship moves into a defensive position and transmits a white flag signal. They seem willing to buy their lives. Refuse to spare them. Dead. At last, the armor of the rock ship gives out, and a mighty explosion tears the ship apart. Now let's finish these guys off. Okay, let's go to this quest beacon. Well, sure, we'll go to the quest beacon and then dive for the exit. A ministry embassy is under siege by Tikaka raiders. As warned, a band of Tikaka pirates have taken control of the embassy and the given coordinates, and are rounding up the Zoltan officials and taking inventory. Intervene. You've seen enough. Time to put a stop to this. Okay. Oh, they hacked my oxygen? Well, they boarded in here, which sucks. Okay, let's shoot all these rooms. Okay, good. We hit it. And our crew is taking care of this crystal nicely. Alright, time to get finished off. Look, no one likes Zoltans anyways. Let us go, and you can have one free of charge. Ignore them and keep on firing. Good. The slavers are no more. Good riddance. The Zoltans are shaken, but alright. Not long after, a Zoltan war vessel armed to the teeth jumps in, and you recognize the voice as the same one from earlier. The Zoltans introduce themselves with a brief, "We'll take it from here," then begin reorganizing the embassy. Again, you receive no thanks, but you do at least talk them into giving you a reward, and a notoriety decrease for the ministry. Now let's refresh our crew, because they're getting low. Okay, crew refreshed, let's go here and then the exit. I didn't side with the Hive during the old war, but now I think I should have. The Federation's done nothing but push us away when we needed it most, and you're gonna regret that. Oh yeah? You're gonna regret attacking me, for no reason. Actually, no wait, you won't, because you won't be alive to do so. Now, kill them! Yes, we caused fires and breaches, and destroyed their weapons on piloting. Now, finish off the bastards. Get out of here. No! I never even got pollen on my pistol! Screw you, renegade! No, screw you. Now let's... Oh wow, we don't even have to die for the exit. Let's go. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector, Explore. You jump into the sector filled with civilian activity. You scan the various advertisement channels while waiting for your FTL to charge, and are intrigued by a gray market shipwright. Ignore. Alright, we decide we have nothing we want to trade. Alright. Next sector is going to be the Imperial New Homelands. Ooh, that's ought to be interesting. But, okay then, I say we upgrade our ship now. Let's get this, upgrade our sensors, and we'll definitely upgrade our cloaking. Actually, no, we're gonna install a backup DNA bank. So we're gonna go, let's see here, Clone Bay, backup DNA bank. Alright, your crew is safe in clone storage even if the system is off, hacked, or broken. Thank you very much. Okay, we have pretty beefed up defense. So now we just need to upgrade our offense. So let's go to the Imperial New Homelands. You've entered hyperspeed, okay. Proceed to the crystalline new homelands. These are, in fact, the second homeworlds of the crystals. After being forced out of their sector by greedy pioneers, the crystals have immigrated to this sector and called it their own. Some of the staunchest xenophobic crystals reside here, so be careful who you come in contact with. You have arrived in the newly founded homeworlds of the crystalline race. Much of this place is under construction, as their citizens flock from their original homeworlds. But there is still no doubt that the crystals hold a strong grip over the sector, and they aren't eager to let foreigners ruin their lives for a second time. The guard hails you, and while their captain's face is featureless, as always, their tone suggests they would be wearing a frown. Blah! More aliens? It is like you foreigners have a death wish. Try to talk it out with them. You speak words that you cannot verify. Though your intentions may be all but bad, you will surely bring chaos with you one way or another. This may be our fatal mistake, but we will give you the benefit of the doubt despite this. Let us both hope you can prove that this was not merely a rash decision on our behalf. Don't worry, you won't go unappreciated. Now, let's go here. You've arrived at a seemingly ordinary beacon, but scans show a slip tunnel opening. Someone with an MV drive is jumping in nearby. A bright green autoship comes out of the portal. Well, golly, I'm Callie the Calculator, and you must be student name here. I'm so excited to be your teacher here at school name here. Let's begin. What's 4 times 4? 16. OMG, that's correct. Good job, student name here. Next question, what's 2 plus 2 plus 2? 6. Yay, you're doing amazing. Next question, 404. Fatal error. Question invalid. Oh dear. I'm so sorry for your parents. Maybe my next student won't be such a disappointment. Alright, let's destroy this worthless hunk of metal. Oh, they sent a boarding drone in here, eh? Let's try and hit all this. Dang it, we missed. Okay, hit that. Okay. We're gonna need to upgrade our weapons. Uh-oh. Next problem, what is 7 and 8? 15. Alright, hit all this! Get out of here. And now, target everything they have. For a brief moment, Callie stops firing. Next problem. What is 2 plus 2? 4. Alright. And that's the end of you, sir. Get out of here. My apologies, Mr. Wentworth. I have failed you. Unfortunately, student name is simply too stupid to teach, and now I die. It seems the wreck of Callie contains a special modified weapon, which you bring on board. We got a greater than missile launcher, which is what? A 3 damage missile with a extra damage. Oh, okay, nice. Alright, now let's go here. A passive-aggressive jingle plays on the stereo, broadcasting from the nearby retail store. Come to Tony's! Come to Tony's! You will shop! Explore the store. Aboard the station, you're disgusted to find the floors littered with trash, and even what looks to be a spare kidney. It's repulsive, and much like the rest of Leech territory, smells like something just died, which is probably 2. Just deal with it and shop. Okay, let's actually sell the greater than missile. And, nothing of interest so far. Let's press on to... Let's go to this beacon. Man, I don't like this layout. Okay, let's go here. A crystalline trading outpost hails you, requesting a trade. You look through your supply count until you realize their offer is a sample of foreign rocks in return for military-grade weapons. An offer you take in a heartbeat. We got a crystal charger. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely take that. But, or I don't know, because it isn't very synergistic with our weapons setup. Let's go here. Odd radar pings from a huge orbiting asteroid here reveal a crystalline cache of some kind. A deep crater has been sealed over with a thick layer of crystal to keep whatever's inside safe. It'd take some serious firepower to break through. Heavy weapon, use your weapon. Your powerful weapon dislodges and shatters a massive shard of crystal, leaving enough space to send away a team to climb down and take a look, investigate the cache. On arriving at the base of the crater, your team discovers a long-forgotten weapons cache. Most of the equipment is out of action, but not all of it. We got a crystal charger, another one. Okay. So I suppose we could do something like this. Not yet. I honestly like our current weapon system. Now let's go here. Rather curiously, it appears the signal being broadcast here is somehow only visible to you. It vanishes a few moments after you arrive, and shortly after, the very space around you seems to contract a bit and then freeze. A strange ship simply appears beside you, neither uncloaking nor jumping in. The ship hails you, and on the other end is a strangely dressed slug. He almost resembles the traveling merchant, but that doesn't make any sense. Stranger, greetings. I know you must be very confused, and I'd surely love to answer all your questions, but I've got so little time. Alright, stranger. I'll send you the coordinates. I'm keeping them trapped in a kind of wibbly-wobbly space magic sphere, so you gotta be quick. Best of luck to you, stranger. And cause you're such a good sport, maybe I could sell you something to make the job easier. Yes, please. Okay. Let's sell this crystal weapon and buy a charge heavy laser? Okay, a 3-shot heavy laser weapon. Not bad. Okay. We'll work towards getting that online, but for now, let's just keep our defense laser. Let's actually sell our crystal weapon, this other one. And we're gonna upgrade it to this. There we go. Now, let's go here. You aren't alone in this nebula. A crystalline vessel approaches, ready to attack. So we'll attack right back. Mind control these guys. Let's cloak this and fire everything we have at their weapons. Just like this. Yeah, get out of here. Alright. We cannot beat you. We surrender. Surely there is mercy wherever you come from. Pay them no attention and go back to fighting. Dead. Get out of here. For all it's worth, the crystalline armor protecting their ship could not withstand the fire from your weapons. That's right. Now, we gotta go here, to this outpost. Aliens! How curious! Yukathine knows what kind of mysterious tales you tell, the crystal yawns. Or that's what I used to think. Unfortunately, you all seem quite boring. That said, boring or not, I pledge my duties to the Federation, and I intend to uphold them. What do you need? Fuel, please? Thank you. Now let's go here. The planet in the distance is rather bland, save for a few lakes and rivers. Curiously though, it hasn't stopped the crystal ship from docking next to a pond. Dock and explore. You find the captain of the crystal ship, kneeling beside one of the aforementioned ponds, staring deeply into it. When you ask him about his fascination, he replies, "Hello, Captain. Do take a look into this pond and tell me, isn't that the most beautiful creature you have ever seen in your life?" Expecting to see a water creature of some sort, you bend over and look, but all you could see is the reflection of the crystal captain. It's quite beautiful indeed. "Isn't it so? I see you are beings with an eye for true beauty as I am. While I cannot bear to part with this magnificent creature, I wish to offer a token of my respect, seeing that I will no longer require my equipment in search of a more beautiful place. Please help yourself with some of my tech. Thanks for the free weapons and money." Egotistical guy. Alright. We have to be to the exit in 4, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I don't know. But let's go to our bounty. Curiously, a bunch of lab equipment has been set up around this beacon. Miniature shuttles orbit a blue Zoltan vessel, with several Zoltan scientists rushing between them. They all seem absorbed in their work. Hail the vessel. You make several attempts to hail the ship, and only after a dozen tries do they respond. Most curious, this one seems capable of communication. Note that down. The captain gestures to her assistant, who begins scribbling away. Pondering, is further communication possible? Yes, we can talk. Why is that surprising? Fascinating, fascinating. Write that down as well. The captain makes another hand gesture. Oh, most glorious child of Prime, what honor it is to grow before you. Your realm is beautiful, so perfectly suited for his greatness. The rustic charm, the complete lack of sophistication, the sadistic edge every person carries with them. Oh, it almost suitably juxtaposes the greatness of his holiness. Who? What? The Zoltan stares blankly, then suddenly snaps to some sort of recognition. Ah, right, yes. We observed this ignorance in our studies, but we were not quite certain we'd prove the hypothesis. So is it true then? Truly you know nothing of his holiness? Of the great Prime? Oh, misery. I suppose it could not have been you who originated the time dilation sphere we are yet trapped in. Nay, most certainly not. The Zoltan paces back and forth. Of course, Prime must have decided this himself. Some sort of protection, perhaps. But protection for who? The cluster or himself? I'm sorry, but I'm still hung up on what you said about rustic charm. Oh, jolly, yes. It's just, well, I find it quite humorous. You still seem to struggle with such trite matters as war. It was many eons ago that our cluster first achieved universal peace. Ever since we've busied ourselves with the amazement of all knowledge, the complete absorption of every truth known to exist. It is a tall order, but by my estimations, we're about 54.3% of the way there. Perhaps someday, your small, weak, flabby civilization will crawl its way out of the gutter and achieve greatness too. I have faith. If Prime is anything to go by, that is. Attack the anomaly. Oh dear, such savagery was to be expected. Brothers, sisters, and hallowed siblings, it appears it is time we remember what we used to know of war. Ah, stop! Unmind control this guy. And they hacked our engines and sent Zoltans into our oxygen. Alright, let's hit all of these rooms. Let's get out of here. Okay, we hit their shields. Let's finish these guys off. And dead. And oh, the greatest irony of all. To know all, one must also know death. And yet with death, all knowledge is lost. Tragedy. Perhaps the pursuit of infinite wisdom is void. Contact that collector. Stranger, stranger, you've done most excellent work. If only I'd been there to see it. Now the weapon. Seems they had a sort of ion beam. Such a simple idea, honestly. Why don't I see more of these? There's surely a reason. Well, here's your copy, stranger. Pleasure doing business with you. We got a Tesla emitter. What does that do? A strange weapon using advanced ion tech, unlike anything you've seen. It appears capable of generating enough ionized energy to deal ion damage to multiple rooms like a beam. Huh. So, it takes 2 power, 17-second charge time, with a beam length of 85, a beam speed of 5, and 2 ion damage. Huh. The stun chance of 100%. Cool. So it's just an ion beam. Standard ion beam weapon. Okay. Now let's go to these ruins. Yeah, let's go to these ruins. In front of your ship is a massive cubicle cruiser, its exterior covered in small green lights. Though the ship is completely unmoving, the dim glow from the lights suggests there must still be some form of power on board. It's very possible the ship might contain something of value, but you can't guarantee it. Do you want to send a team on board? Board the ship. Your crew find the interior of the ship void of oxygen, and scans show no life support has ever been installed on the ship. How do we proceed? Anaerobic crew. Send in the anaerobic crew. As soon as you are inside, the crew find themselves in a large antechamber, decorated with various artifacts you don't recognize, resting on what appears to be pressure sensors. You could probably grab one of them, but you don't know what will happen if anything. There's a weapon here. Grab it. You grab the weapon, and as soon as you lift it from its pedestal, an alarm sounds in the ship. An atom-shaped drone comes out of the walls, weapons primed and firing at your crew. Teleporter, teleport them back. Fortunately, you're able to teleport back all of the crew in time. The drone is left behind on the ship as you pull away. We got an eradicator beam! Oh my god, yes! Yes! It's that same beam that we used in the last episode. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I can't lie, that's awesome. Now, we're gonna use this thing to our advantage, alright? Okay. Now, let's go to this beacon and then the exit. Although actually, there's a strange interference at this beacon. But we can't go there because it's the exit beacon. So we're just gonna have to wait. Unless... Wait. Let's see what this is all about anyways. Uncertain what you'll find at this beacon, you tread carefully, but even then aren't quite enlightened on what you found. A massive and well-armed bomber, similar but differently colored to the mysterious rainbow ships that have been reported popping up, is hiding behind an asteroid. You seem unable to scan it. Something about the ship is causing unexpected glitches in your hardware. Hail the vessel. A voice from the enemy ship begins to speak, but to your surprise, it sounds as if it were next to you. You turn your head, but see no one, and realize you're hearing the voice from inside your head. Another renegade, can it be? Oh, and to think for the others you gave such glee. Now I tire of your antics. Do I care to debate semantics? No, of course not. I'd rather fight. Oh, killing you will be such a delight. Oh yeah? Well, you don't know what you're up against, you rhyming bastard. Let's use our advanced flak gun and eradicate these guys. Hit all of that! Oh yeah! Yeah! How do you like that, bastards? See, we can't see inside their ship because they're jamming our sensors. But if we could, I'm sure they'd be in pure chaos. Now, let's finish these guys off. Oh my god, I love this weapon system. They're dead. No, it cannot be. The fate the master did not foresee. I have died, and yet I gave it all. I truly died. The way of my friend I must now go. Damn you, renegade, just so you know. Now the Reaper calls. At last, my curtain falls. Drama queen. You're about to leave, but notice in the wreckage another strange signal. It's some kind of weapon with the same anomalous properties on that ship. You bring it on board and cross your fingers it doesn't cause any problems. We got a chaotic Zeus beam, which... Oh, it's just a beam that does... It's a 2 damage beam that does no hull damage and causes breaches and fires. It's that chaotic beam we had in our slug episode. But, I think we have enough beams on our ship. Now let's go dive into this beacon. Okay, the rebel fleet has found you, and a nearby ship turns to engage. The cruisers in the distance are firing on you. Oh man. Well, hopefully we can make it out of here alive, which I'm sure we will. Okay, ASB target locked. Cloak. Good, good. Now, let's attack these guys, I guess. Okay, let's hit all of these rooms. Oh! Yes! Yes! Get burned. And, I'm gone. See ya! Okay. We're at the exit. You have found the exit beacon, but the rebels got here first. You must survive long enough to be able to jump to the next sector. Okay, let's make one last repair and go. They mind controlled here? Unmind control. Okay, they bombed my teleporter for some reason, even though I'm not using it. Okay, let's hit all of this. Yes, get out of here. Cloak the ASB. Good. Okay, the next sector we're going to is the Geniocracy Core Worlds, but you will have to wait until the next episode of FTL Multiverse with the Shrike. This has been a pretty chaotic ending, but let me just finish off this ship real quick. Yeah, get out of here. You managed to defeat the fleet ship, but you hardly have enough time to salvage more than a single fuel canister. Yeah, the ASB is still shooting at us. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of FTL Multiverse with the Shrike. Be sure to leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned to the next episode where we'll be jumping to the Geniocracy Core Worlds. But until then, stay tuned, and I'll see you all in space. See ya!